Thank you guys for being here. My name is Lauren LeBeau Craig, and on behalf of Newark Arts, we are so honored that you took the time to be here at the Newark Arts Festival info session. I'm gonna stop sharing now, just to welcome everybody in the room. Please announce yourself in the chat. Make sure that you put your name, what organization you might be representing, or if you're just representing yourself, what is your artistry, where are you from? If it's Newark, let us know your ward, and let's build some community in the chat. I wanna make sure to shout out my dynamic Newark Arts team that is here on the call. We have curatorial assistant Cheyenne Caesar. We have Director of Financial Operations, Heather Ayers. We have Senior Manager of Creative Projects and Communications, Delilah Navarro. We have our HR guru and operation office administrator, Ms. Ruby Annette. And we have Adrian Wheeler, Lead Curator, Artistic Initiatives. I know Daryl Stewart will be making his way on. Oh, and we have Dune in the building, our incredible.
Daryl's on.
Hey, Daryl. Dune Claremont, our incredible graphics person. Thank you, and Kay Monet, social media. Thank you, everybody from Newark Arts. You guys should know we have been working very hard getting ready for October 9th through 13th, Newark Arts Festival. We're really excited to see all of your submissions as they come in. And I just want to welcome everyone to the info session and for your interest in the festival. This year is going to be bigger and better than ever. We're so excited. I definitely need to shout out my sponsors. So thank you to Prudential, thank you to the NJEDA, thank you to the Newark Museum of Art, who is partnering with us for the 3rd year in a row. And thank you to Vermella as well. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the project manager for the Newark Arts Festival. She is our Senior Manager of Creative Projects and Communications and a brand new member to the Newark Arts team, although definitely not brand new to Newark and the arts community, Ms. Delilah Navarro.
Hi, everyone. So glad everyone's here. So I'm gonna show you all the deck. I think we just need to make sure everybody is muted. So I'll just give you a second to make sure that's happening, and I'm gonna share screen. Give me 1 second. Okay. Our 2024 theme is Radical Reimagining. And as many, I'm not sure how many of you have already been part of the festival, but the Newark Arts Festival's mission is to kind of serve 3, I guess, major points, right? So we want to make sure that we are creating a platform for artists where you all can collaborate and collaborate with other institutions throughout the city. We try to facilitate opportunities for everyone to do that. And then we also are working to contribute to the transformation of Newark, not only as a welcoming and safe space, but also as a center for the arts. So our 2024 theme is Radical Reimagining. And that theme is about deconstructing and rebuilding the world in a really intentional way. This theme really fits into our greater goal, again, of creating Newark, of making Newark a center for the arts and culture and continuing to be part of that movement along with other organizations. So you'll see throughout the deck that we're partnering with other organizations throughout the city, other arts organizations, major institutions, major corporations, and it's a really great opportunity to highlight the artists and the art community within our city. So we're asking you to kind of envision your ideal world and to use your art as the process by which you would bring that world to fruition. So we've broken down the festival theme into 5 different topics. So each day we'll be kind of exploring a different um, kind of subtopic within that greater radical reimagining theme, just to kind of foster some more nuanced conversations. So the first night we're going to be opening with reimagining Newark Arts. We'll be kind of implementing projection mapping to create an immersive experience at the museum. And we'll be looking for um, performing artists for this event, as well as visual artists who will be shown at this opening. Um, the second day will be reimagining open spaces. And we're asking everyone to kind of reassess when, where, and how we expect to engage with great art. So the events for that night will be a gallery crawl. We'll be having all of the gallery openings that evening, and then we'll also be having the headquarters opening. The third night will be reimagining the urban marketplace, where we're inviting Newark to reimagine what consumerism might look like if we made art and imagination and creativity the focal point of society. And that evening, we're going to be working with Newark City Parks Foundation to reimagine their night market. So there's going to be music and food and just kind of like an immersive and holistic experience as opposed to just kind of having a marketplace, right? And we also will be working with PES for their cultural corridor project that evening. Day 4 is reimagining legacy. So we're opening up the conversation for what it would take to get to a world where the definitions of success had less to do with money and more to do with joy and connection and community. And that day, we're having a lot of family programming. So we'll be having Open Doors Kids. We'll be having a sensory friendly tour. We'll be having a theater day and a panel discussion with artist Andre Woolery, whose work is really centered around reparations. And then that night, we're going to be closing everything with an HBCU night, and that'll be the R&B Classic. It's going to be a great time. And then our final day, we're going to be reimagining community. So focusing on art as a bridge to community building. Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I'm sorry. I was muting somebody and I clicked you by accident.
Okay, no, no worries. So again, day 5 is reimagining community, where we're focusing on art as a bridge to community building. We're opening the day with Brick City Run Club. They're going to be doing their Brick City 30 with Newark Arts. We're going to be doing a brunch, an open studio tour, and then we're going to be closing with Next Up Newark. And that's really a day where we get to focus not only on future community building, but on working with organizations who are, you know, kind of leading that movement to build communities here in Newark. And that's the end of programming.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Delilah.
You're welcome.
I'm going to share out about the calls, which hopefully you know are open right now. This is newarkartsfestival.com. In case you haven't been there yet, I highly suggest you head on over. It has a ton of information about the theme, of course, and then the days that Delilah just went through and some of the highlights, so you can start to think about when you want to program your event. And then this is where the open call information lives. We have 5 open calls this year. The first one is open call for programming. So this is for all of our creatives, all of our curators and event programmers, nightlife programmers that are self-producing an event that they want to take place during the Newark Arts Festival. We love that. This does need to be a Newark-based program. And is there space available? Yes, there is. Is it limited? Yes, it is. So if you can procure your own space, highly recommended. But if you have a great idea that's just looking for a space, we do encourage you to apply here. The second call is the open call for visual arts. This is for all visual artists or artist collectives who want to be considered for a placement in a gallery exhibition during the Newark Arts Festival. This is not just for the museum, although the museum is included in this call, but it's for visual arts throughout the entire festival. Now we are going to have additional spaces this year besides this, just the museum, including our headquarters, Nico Kitchen and Bar, NJ Pack, and various pop-up galleries. So this is the call for if you want your visual arts seen within the festival and a possibility to be seen at the Newark Museum of Art. The open call for performing arts is for all of our emerging and established music, theater, dance, and multidisciplinary based performing artists. This is the digital way that you can apply for a performing arts spot within the festival, but hopefully you all know and have heard that we're also doing in-person auditions again this year. That's taking place on Saturday, May 18th at Newark Symphony Hall, starting at 9 a.m. Daryl Stewart, our lead curator, performing arts, will talk more about that a little bit later on this call. But if you're for some reason not available on the 18th, this is a great way to also apply. The fourth call is our open call for reimagined icons. This is a call we're really excited about because in alignment with our theme of radical reimagining, we are inviting visual artists to reimagine our icon in our logo, which if you're not familiar, I'm just gonna scroll up really quickly. And if you take a look at this triangle that's included in all of our various different branding, that's the icon that we are asking asking you to be inspired about reimagining. And there are all sorts of, there's additional information about that within the call. If you have specific questions, of course, ask. But if you click there, all of the specifications of what we're asking is there. We are just asking for you to use our signature pink somewhere within that, but we're looking for any medium. It could be animation, it could be digital, it could be sculpture, whatever you're inspired to do. And we're going to be choosing 4 artists from that call to be a part of a digital marketing campaign in the month before the festival. Finally, we do have an open call for festival interns. So this is for college students and recent grads who are looking for some kind of like workforce development in the field of arts administration. We have a bunch of different topic areas that you can take a look at. If you know any college students that are interested in art or arts administration that want to see the back end of a arts festival and see how it all works, please share this opportunity. And I do want to just share at this time that for the first time this year, we are charging for 3 of those calls. So the open call for programming, the open call for visual art, as well as the open call for performing arts do have a $10 submission fee that is paid through Submittable. If that provides a hardship for anyone, you can request a hardship waiver. Simply email festival@newarkarts.org. For the performing arts call, you can also just show up to the auditions. That is free. The 2 calls that do not have a fee attached are the call for reimagined icons, as well as the festival call. The intern call. Okay. And now I believe next up is Cheyenne. Oh no, I'm sorry. Next up, we want to hear from our lead curator of artistic initiatives, Adrienne Wheeler.
Unmuted. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to almost see everyone. I think we probably have half of you who are off screen, but it's wonderful to see so many people showing up for the information session. Well, most of what I would need to say really has already been covered in terms of the nuts and bolts of applying for the festival. I hope as soon as we're finished with this information session that I'm going to see one application after another popping up on my email address, because I'm anxious to see all of your works and start thinking about placements for all of the work. I'm And obviously, if you have any questions, I'm open to fielding any questions for you. I don't think I have any specific instructions. Everything is pretty well indicated in the call. I would advise people to be very careful not to submit twice. I've had that happen where for one reason or another, we had two applications from one person. Sometimes people are submitting an application with a group and then they submit, an individual application. That's not so problematic, but to just, for whatever reason, submit two of the same thing, try to avoid that. That's the only.
You're muted, Adrian.
I unmuted. Did somebody mute me? Did it just like go off all of a sudden?
No, there was a background noise. My screen keeps flipping. I was trying to unmute someone else. I'm sorry, or to
Oh.
mute someone else.
Okay.
I will stop doing that.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, I guess the long and short of it is I look forward to seeing all of your applications, and I hope they'll be coming in one right after the other as soon as this information session is over. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any of them. That's why I'm here.
Thanks so much, Adrian. And Daryl Stewart, lead curator, performing arts.
Hi, everyone. Daryl Stewart here, lead curator of performing arts. First of all, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me well. I'm super excited to be launching into Newark Arts Festival 2024. And the long and short of it is that this festival only makes sense when the people are engaged and a part of it. So we want to hear from you. We want to see you. We want to read your call. We want to read your programming concepts and ideas and pitches and proposals. And we want to see you. So make sure you come out next Saturday, May 18th, 2024, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can show up to the historic Newark Symphony Hall. We will be there to meet you. Each person will have between 3 to 5 minutes to show us what you got. Singers, dancers, rappers, poets, artists, visual artists, circus acts, variety acts, collectives, performance groups, you name it, we're here for it. Voguers, dancers, all the spectrum. We are here for it. We want to hear from you. We want to see you. We want to meet you. And we want to identify if there's an appropriate place for you to be a part of Newark Arts Festival. If you're not able to show up, that's okay. Send us an email at festival@newarkarts.org with your virtual audition. Tell us who you are. Show us what you would do if you were in the space, and we'll look forward to meeting you. If you're not able to come to the virtual audition and you're not able to submit what you would do in a virtual audition, then you use the programming language and you create a deck. It can be a simple PowerPoint that filled with language and pictures and whatever else that you think would give us a sense of what you're trying to do as it relates to your performance. We will continue to remain selective, mostly because performances are expensive and they're time consuming and we don't have that many spaces. But if we feel like it's a good opportunity, there's a few ways that we go about the proposals. In the past, we have put people's proposals together. So we have combined proposals to make original programming, performance programming. So don't shoot yourself in the foot and don't take yourself out of the running. Just send us what you've got. Share it. We want to see it. We want to hear it. We want to read it. We want to experience it. Audition, virtual audition, or the performance call. If there are any questions or concerns, I believe there's some time where we can address that. I'm looking forward to meeting you all and being in touch.
Thanks so much, Daryl. And now we'll move on to Cheyenne, who's going to give a quick overview of Submittable for those of you who are not familiar.
Hi, everyone. So glad to have you here and very excited to see what everybody has in store for the festival this year. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me one moment. Okay. So as you see here, we have the festival website up. If you scroll all the way down, just like Lauren did, to show you where you can apply. You can click any of these, just click apply here, and it'll take you to newarkarts.submittable.com/submit. You could just go over all of the info that's also on the website, but some of this will have a little bit more information and be able to answer some questions and links to any resources and socials that you need. So down here we have our calls for a reimagined icon, and we have the guidelines right here. So all instructions for each program, you will be able to find out what is needed and what you need to submit and all the criteria. Same thing for interns. We have production, event management, stage management, event marketing CRM, data tracking and analytics, graphic design, social media and content creation, event, photo, and video coverage, and ground operations and logistics. You can go over the internship program requirements to see if you fit in that area. Moving down to the call for visual art. Here are the guidelines. So if you are a visual artist or an artist collective, this is where you will be looking to see what you need to do in order to submit. Calls for performing artists. Music, theater, dance, spoken word, multidisciplinary based organizations, everything, the whole nine that Daryl mentioned. You can go and look here for your criteria. And other call for programming, visual artists, curators, galleries, collectives, institutions. This is where you guys will be. So after going through the guidelines, like Lauren said, 3 of our calls are will have a $10 fee, submission fee, and then you can also get those waived. I'm gonna click on the reimagined icon so you can see what the form looks like. So the rubric is also on the top of the application as well. And you just fill out your applicant name, collective name if applicable, all your personal information, whether you're an artist or an artist collective, input your medium and your bio. And then here is where you will be able to submit your files to show us what work you would like to submit. We have our, sorry about that. We have a box where you can put what the inspiration behind your design is. And this will be really important because I think we would love to hear, not only see something cool for our icon reimagined, but to hear like what your story and what your view and perception is about the icon. That will be very important for us too, moving forward. And then your website, social links, and then you can submit or save draft, but keep in mind there are deadlines for these submissions. And then if you go back to interns, we will hit submit. The whole rubric and everything is at the top, applicant name, phone number, email, what year you will be, or if you are a recent graduate, which internship you are interested in applying to, and then here you will be able to submit your resume and cover letter. And back to the top. For call for visual arts, we'll scroll down here. We'll have input your information, medium, artist bio, the work that you would like to be considered in the exhibition. There's a waiver here, and then socials and website portfolio link. And then we have the submission fee. So once you go to submit, it will take you to continue to payment, and then you can input your information there. Call for performing arts, we'll go to submit and then scroll down, and we will input, let's say we're an individual performer. We'll go next, and it will just, now I'm auditioning for, Newark Arts Festival. So this will, since you're already signed up on Submittable, that is also something I should mention that you should do. When you go to Submittable, if you already do not have an account, you need to, you will be prompted to sign up or log in. And you need to make sure that the email that you are signing up with is in use and active, that you check it regularly, because unfortunately there's, you cannot change the email on Submittable. So if you don't have access to it, then you would most likely need to make another account. Also, if you have not gotten any emails after signing up or anything from pertaining to Newark Arts from us, before reaching out, I would advise to check your spam folder. And last but not least, call for programming. We scroll down, we have our applicant organization name, main contact, phone number, and then input if you are an artist, gallery, curator, organization, all of the things. And then primary medium, bio, all of your dates that you would like to specifically submit for, the address of the event that you're holding, and what ward of Newark it will be located in. Your target audience, that is very important, and list all of the artists that you would like to have involved, your works to be exhibited, and then all of your socials and websites. And then the same thing, once you are ready to submit, you will continue to payment and go to the payment page. And after that, everything will be in for us. All right, I think that is it for Submittable.
Thank you so much, Cheyenne. And just to provide a little background on the performing arts call, you'll notice if you do say I'm an individual artist, it just immediately then goes to, okay, we'll see you at the in-person auditions on May 18th. If you cannot make that audition, or if you're applying after May 18th, we're gonna update it after that. But the digital call is kind of focused on collectives in terms of performing arts. But if you need to apply as an individual artist digitally, you can, like Daryl said, email festival@newarkarts.org. If you have any questions, just reach out. So this is the question and answer time. I did see some questions already in the chat, but you can also feel free to put your hand up or unmute yourself and ask the questions. Now the time, there are no dumb questions. We understand it's a lot of information, and some of you are new to the festival, which we're so excited about. So feel free to ask your questions, and I'll just go into the chat. Angel R, I'm born and raised in Newark and infatuated with the arts. This is my first time auditioning, applying for NAF, and I honestly would love to have a spot space. What's some advice for getting a spot? What are you guys looking for, really? And Angel, what kind of artist are you? That would be helpful to know. If you're still on the call, please let us know that. But maybe our visual art and performing arts curators can speak to that in a general sense.
Sure. Adrian, you want to go first?
Yeah, and in a general sense for visual arts, I think the first thing is to pay attention to the theme, because we pay attention to the theme when we're looking at the applications. It's one of the first things we look at is whether or not the work is on theme. So I would say do that first. If when we say visual artist, we're talking about painting, sculpture, drawings, photography, video work. So if your work falls into any of those categories, I would say that you should apply to the visual arts call.
Awesome. And then I would just add, if for anyone who's either coming in for the open call or sending video with the virtual call, we want to get a sense of who you are as an artist, what you have to say, how you say it. We want to make sure that you're prepared, that we can count on you if you're supposed to be somewhere, you're supposed to activate in some sense, that you're ready to go. Beyond that, we just want to meet you. We want to get a sense of who you are and what drives your passion for the art that you create. Outside of that is really just logistics, and what opportunities are kind of available. So looking forward to meeting you, Angel.
Thank you, guys. Bianca wrote in the chat, if you are a new painter, do you have to have social media? Also, if the deadline is June 6th, do we have to have a painting done for the theme by June 6th?
Yes, I can answer that. I wanted to go back to address that because I want to ask that you please only submit work that you want to be considered for the festival. I've had situations where people are actually accepted, a specific piece of work is accepted, and then they come to the drop-off day with a completely different piece of work. So please know that if there's one work that's accepted and you show up with something else, that piece is not going to be taken into the show because it's not what the agreement was. So only submit what you have available. I hope that answers your question.
Thanks, Adrian. Dr. Ellis Williams would like to know, are there any rules on profanity R-rated work? What are the guidelines there?
Well, Lauren, you're the legal eagle here, because we could possibly be looking at issues of violations of certain amendment rights, because we do have freedom of speech. I think a lot of it would have to do with the venue, whether or not it's a venue where children and younger people will be attending with their families. Is it a family event? Then I think those are the main considerations.
Yes, what I'll say is that the festival as a whole is a family event. So please keep that in mind. And we do have sponsors that, although they are not our censors, they do tend to look at what the art is that we're displaying, especially when they're sponsoring the event. So in order to give yourself the best probability of getting a yes, I would make sure that your artwork and even your performing artwork is on the family-friendly side. We do know that certain performing artists, especially, and certain spoken word, it's political and it's all this thing, and we love that. But just do keep in mind, it is a family-friendly festival with sponsors. And so we do have to answer to those two things. Okay, Devin Alexander, for the artist bio in the application, would that include a short statement on the content of the art being submitted according to the theme? Like a quick art statement, is that considered for the artist bio?
Okay, Devin's a museum person. That's why that question is so detailed. For the artist bio in the application, would that include a short statement on the content of the art? In the bio, not necessarily, but there are areas there where you can describe the work and its content. but it doesn't have to be in the bio.
The artist bio is, I would say, is mainly just about yourself as an artist, like how you became an artist, your story, and just your background overall.
Yeah. And when it speaks of the work, I think it's in a broad sense, not specific to the content that's being submitted.
Okay, Janavi, what would be the theme? What would the theme be for a performing artist who sings?
Sing your best selection. Sing your best 1 minute of material that you have. There is no theme. Sing your best selection, and we will direct you from there if there are additional things that we need from you.
Thank you. Lydianne, I hope I said that correctly. Can you talk a little about the theme in a visual arts perspective? Adrian.
Okay, I was reading something else. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I was looking for,
Sure.
yeah.
Can you talk a little about the theme from the visual arts perspective?
From the visual arts perspective. So I don't think it's any different from the performing arts or the visual arts. And I also think it's something that most artists are doing constantly. You know, we're always, those of us who are working in various media, and we're looking at things that are happening in the world, and we're thinking about how we want our work to be perceived. We're thinking about what we'd like to see in the world, what changes we'd like to see. And I think oftentimes our work is driven by our desires to see a better world, or an opportunity to, I think, investigate what's happening around us. But I would say put your hopes, your wishes, and your desires into whatever work you're going to submit, because I think that is probably a way of reimagining for some people. I don't know if that answers the question beyond, what we've already stated about the theme.
Thank you, Adrian. Oh, Delilah, were you gonna
Yeah, I was
answer?
just gonna add to that. I think that if you haven't taken a moment to kind of like read the description on the website, that would be a great this would be a great opportunity to do that, just to get a better idea of like what the theme is, what we're trying to kind of like convey with the theme. So I mean, it's for everyone across the board, we're really just asking everyone to kind of reimagine what a world centered on art would be like. And however you express that through your art, do that. But that's what we're asking everyone to do.
Thank you. Indigo, are there examples of past programming that we can refer to? Yes, if you head to newarkartsfestival.com, at the top of that page, there's like a hamburger menu. You click it, it says past festivals, and you can see past festivals, I believe, going back to 2020. All the information is still there, all the artists that participated, everybody's programming. It's a nice little historical document that you can take a look at. Melissa, I work for an organization that is interested in hosting programming during the Newark Arts Festival. Are there limitations on the type of programming that would be accepted? For example, we are interested in hosting a street activation inclusive of live street art exhibits, hand-on workshops, and performances. Wow, that sounds amazing. Yes, Newark Arts Festival is the perfect time to do something like that. I wouldn't say there's limitations, but what you should really know and pay attention to is the different days that we've outlined so far for the festival schedule. It would make sense if you connect with us. Well, of course, you're going to apply, so we'll see your application and we'll be able to share with you when is the best time to activate something like that. For instance, on the Friday night of the festival, which Delilah shared a little bit earlier, we're promoting this cultural corridor crawl. And so we're promoting a crawl that's from Newark Penn Station to Ironside building, where PES was going to have their new space, to the night market in Mulberry Commons, down Edison Place to the original PES building, where they're also going to have a new exhibit space, across Broad Street to Treat Place, the murals, and then all in Teachers Village. RBH is really building a new arts district with Index Art Gallery has a space there, Art Front Galleries, Glass Roots, some new space is going to be there. So Friday night, that whole corridor is going to be activated. So for instance, if you were going to have an event like that in that area, Friday night would be the day to do it. So I'm sharing that with you to let you know that it makes sense to get in lockstep with what Newark Arts is planning so that you can have the most foot traffic and visibility on your event. I also wanted to share some of the questions that we got online in case any of those are questions that are still here with this group. Do you have to be a Newark resident to participate? No, you don't. You do not have to be a Newark resident to participate. However, if you are having programming, it does need to take place in Newark and during the festival days. What are the requirements for programming? So I think I just answered that question, but you can definitely head to the call for programming where you can find all the information. If you have additional questions, just email us at festival@newarkarts.org. Can I do programming if I don't have a venue? Yes, you can apply to the call, and we will try to match you with a space, but there's no guarantees, but we certainly will try to match you with a space, and we're looking for great ideas. So we want to encourage you to apply. An email or text just came in the chat. Do you need to be 18 plus, 18 and up to audition for this event? Daryl, do we have an age limit on the auditions?
No age limit. Nope. No age limit.
Thank you, because we do have kids, NAF kids, I believe we're calling it now. But the Kids and Family Day for the festival is on the Saturday, where we try to have all of our kids and family programming. And so definitely, if you have kid artists in your family that want to apply or submit work, we are welcoming of that. Why do I have to pay for auditions? We don't necessarily have to pay for auditions, but you do have to pay for, as we've mentioned, 3 of the open calls that we have, and that is simply to help Newark Arts pay for this festival. This is a very expensive undertaking, and we do need your help to put this on. We want this festival to keep going and to be sustainable for the next 5, 10, 15, 100 years. So your help with that is very appreciated. And we are, if you have any questions, again, you can always email us. When should I apply? You should apply as soon as possible. Please don't wait to the last minute, because we don't want any technical issues happening to keep your application from getting in on time. Please apply as soon as possible. We know a lot of you are working on the art, but don't let that stop you from getting your application in. Can I use my Art Start grant to program during Newark Arts Festival? There's nothing stopping you from using your Art Start grant, but the Art Start grants are given, they're project based. So if you were planning on having your project during the festival, that seems right. Heather, did I get that right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, someone asked, can I use my Art Start grant to program during Newark Arts Festival?
Oh, so if it's part of what was in your application, then yes, if it's the programming. But you can call and we can talk specifically on that. I'm sorry, I wasn't. Yeah,
That's all good. Yeah, that I think I got it right then.
yeah.
Okay. And can artists be vendors? We get a lot of questions about vending at the festival. So the night market is the event where we will welcome artists and vendors. There's an application on the Newark City Parks Foundation website, which is who we partner with on the night market. If you're interested in being a vendor, not just for the festival, but also for all the Newark City Park Foundation events throughout the summer, or being considered for that, I would apply on the Newark City Parks Foundation website. And we would also be looking at that application for night market vendors as well. What are the requirements for reimagining the icon? Once again, those requirements are on the website. If you check out the guidelines on submittable, they are there. Is there a Frank in the chat? Is there a party or special event at the end of the festival? So right now that is open for anyone who wants to program a end of festival fun party. Right now our festival Sunday looks like a brunch. That's Brick City Run Club is on Sunday, Delilah. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
So
it starts on Sunday morning.
yeah, so there's a Brick City Run Club run in the morning, there's a brunch, and then we have the open studio tour, of course, on Sunday, which I should also mention, if you have a studio in the city of Newark, Sunday is the day historically where we have open studios, so we're encouraging everyone to go around and have their studios open. And then from 4 to 6 on the Sunday, we do Next Up Newark at Newark Symphony Hall. That's our talent showcase where a lot of the folks that audition will be performing. And that's the end right now. So if someone would like to, has a great idea for a closing party and you want Newark Arts to help promote that, please absolutely apply for the festival call for programming. That's where you would put something like that. Let's see what else. If our submission is approved and we are matched with a host venue, will there be a fee charge to the organizer for use of the venue? No. Simple answer. Nope. But there's no budget attached to that. So if you have a great idea for programming and we match you with the space, that's what we are providing you, the space. There's no additional like monetary budget for you to activate in there. You have to come with your idea and your budget, and we're providing you the space and insurance. Okay. Hi, everyone. Headed to another meeting. Thank you for coming. I'm Risa. Can we apply with a series of works for the visual artwork, or is it one artwork per artist?
No, it's not. Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
it's
go
not
ahead,
one-
Adrian.
Yeah, it's not one artwork per artist. We usually ask, and I'm not sure if it's in the application, but we usually ask that you submit at least 5 works. And I also want to suggest that you do put your website in the application, because I do look at all of the websites. I mean, I've even had one experience where I looked at the website and there was actually work that was better suited for the exhibition on the website than what was submitted. So I was able to have a conversation with the artist and we decided to use something that was not submitted, but that was in the website. And I know that that may sound like a double standard, because I'm asking that you only submit what you want to be accepted, but definitely make sure that your website is there if you have one. And if you don't have one, you should.
Well, that comes to the end of my questions. If there's anything else anybody has to or would like to answer out, please feel free to unmute yourself. Thanks everybody for showing up here tonight. We're really excited to see all your submissions. The deadline is June 6th. Please get your submissions in. Don't wait till the last minute. All right, so if there's nothing else, I'll just ask everybody to unmute and say goodbye, and we'll see you guys on May 18th at the auditions, or we'll see your submissions.
I do
Have a
have a
great
question.
night. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, wait, there's a
Thank you.
question.
See ya.
Wait, Lauren, there's a
Thank you.
question.
I do have a question. I was trying to get it in the chat if it's not too late. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes. I'm a fashion designer with a storefront in Newark, New Jersey. It's for babies. I just wanted to make sure that I'm applying for the right thing. So I'm going to be applying for the call for visual arts, correct?
What exactly are you looking to apply to do?
To be a vendor at the festival.
A vendor. Okay, for your clothes, for your clothing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the best way to be a vendor is to apply. We really only have one opportunity for vending, and that's at the night market. And I
Okay.
would apply on the Newark City Parks Foundation website. They have an application for vending on that website. And not only would you then be having an opportunity to vend at night market during the festival, but also all Newark City Parks Foundation events throughout the summer. They're just getting started on June 1st with Fit Fest. So I would definitely have you apply on their website, and then we'll also be looking to fill spots at night market through that application.
Okay, perfect. I also heard you mention kid events that you'll be giving throughout the festival in itself. Is there an opportunity for me to bring some awareness as well to my storefront that I have for kids, or for me to be a part of that, perhaps volunteering and things of that nature?
Yeah, so both of those things. There is a volunteer opportunity at newarkartsfestival.com. One of the banners going across the top, you can apply to be a volunteer. That's a great way to get involved in the Newark Arts community and meet a lot of people and have a lot of fun during the festival. But also you have a space, right? You have a storefront.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can also apply for programming, and maybe you want to have like a sip and see, or like have some
Right.
artwork in your space during the festival. And what happens is the festival is like a big marketing machine. So whatever happens during the festival, we're putting a spotlight on it, right? So you can have intentional activations in your space. Believe me, having a space is a very good thing. So maybe
Right.
have an event or you have an exhibit, and you program that during the festival, and that way you're getting eyes on it from another platform, which is the festival.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's just a lot of opportunities, so I just wanted to make sure I gained some clarity. So,
Absolutely, yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing so I would apply for the call for programming.
okay. Thank you so much for taking some additional time. I appreciate it.
No worries. All
I
right,
I have one more
anyone
question.
else? Sure.
Hi, everybody. Will the artwork be for sale? Can we sell our artwork?
Yes, thank you for asking that. Sorry for not mentioning that earlier. So yes, the artwork will be for sale. As many of you know, the museum, you cannot sell work off the walls. However, the way we do it is using a QR code, and that will lead people to the Newark Arts website where we sell the work. So yes, the work will be for sale. Newark Arts does take a percentage of any sale, small percentage. And but yes, there's sales opportunity, absolutely.
And just to note, the museum has also purchased art in the past. So that's just something to think about. They've purchased art from our shows, I believe last year, a good amount of art. So that's something to think about.
Yes, thank you, Delilah. All right, any other questions? All right, thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good
Night.
night, everyone.
Bye.
Soon. Looking forward to seeing all the great art.